Okay, so as we often do, let's start on our back for this class. Just going to relax back. And we start just by being aware. So the best way to be aware is to let go of any agenda, any idea that things are supposed to be, or I'm supposed to feel a certain way, or my mind isn't supposed to be racing, or my body isn't supposed to be in pain. Any of these kinds of concepts or ideas are going to keep us from actually being aware. Because those are actually very subtle forms of resistance. So we just lay back, and it's like we're allowing the moment to just sort of wash over our awareness. So whatever the body is experiencing, we allow that. Whatever the heart is experiencing, in other words, your emotional state, you just allow that. Whatever the mind is doing, you just allow that. Now, the funny thing is we don't actually have a choice. That's the truth of the matter, is reality doesn't care if we allow it or not. So when we don't allow, we create what's called suffering. Not for anyone else, we just create it for ourselves. We create our own little personal hell, you might say. So a lot of the work we do in these classes is just learning to allow what already is. If I could have changed it, I would have changed it already, right? If my mind is racing and I could have stopped it racing, I would have. If I feel a strong emotion and I could have gotten rid of that emotion, I would have already done it. If my body's in pain and I could get rid of that pain, I would have already done it. So this is reality. We're just accepting it because we don't have a choice. It just is what it is. Now, if you're doing that, you may eventually begin to notice your breath just naturally. It's there. So what else are you going to notice, right? Sure, thoughts, emotions, sensations, but there's just this thing that's always there, the breath. It's always there. It's always there, coming and going. So we can just tune into that, noticing that. And in yoga, in this style of yoga, we actually do manipulate the breath. And the reason for that is what ancient yoga and modern science tells us is that is the most powerful way for us to directly influence our nervous system. I'll say this, a lot of feeling and experiencing peace and joy in this lifetime is going to be working with your nervous system directly or indirectly. So if your nervous system is jacked up and you are enlightened and you're like, oh, I should be happy and peaceful and I have everything I could need, and yet the nervous system's jacked up, we're just not going to experience that. We're just going to feel bad. On the other hand, if I'm homeless, but my nervous system is completely satisfied and happy, I can be homeless and a little breeze comes by and kisses my face and I'm just like, ah, how wonderful is that breeze? So, breathing, our most direct path to working with the nervous system. It's not a cure-all. It's not going to fix everything, but it's a powerful first step. So inhaling, you're going to fill the belly. then the ribs, and then the upper chest in a wave-like motion. As you exhale, you're going to reverse that. Again, it's not a cure-all. It's not going to make you feel like $1 trillion. It's not going to make all of your depression and anxiety disappear, but it's a step in the right direction. It is going to affect your nervous system, however, slightly. Okay? So it's called 3-part breathing, Dirga. Inhale, exhale. Very deep, but use the breath to energize and relax the body. So notice if you're breathing too deeply, you might be energized but also anxious. And if you're not breathing deeply enough, you might feel very relaxed and calm, but not energized, right? You might be falling asleep. So find the balance, and the balance can change depending on what postures we're doing, how active we are, how many cups of coffee you've had, whether you had a good night's sleep or not, okay? So there's no one size. What kind of feedback are you getting from your body? Listen to that. Okay, let's bring the right leg in. As we often do, we start with just some gentle movement, still breathing in the exact same way. Oh yeah, I forgot Ujjayi. So that's an ocean sound. It's like fogging a mirror. So try it with your mouth open, and then just close your mouth. Okay, some people say it's like Darth Vader breathing or whatever. Just you want to make that hissing sound both on the inhale and the exhale, okay? So that's another layer on top of the 3-part breathing. Okay, once we've moved this leg around a little bit, just kind of said hello, we'll drop the knee out to the right, and we're looking for a stretch in the inside of the thigh. Now for me, this isn't doing it. So I'm going to have to straighten the leg. I'll grab the toe and take the leg out straight like so. Now I feel the stretch. Okay, for some of you that may be too much. So maybe using a strap or a towel, or maybe just straightening the leg part of the way instead of all the way. The left leg, you can do anything. I'm going to place the foot on the ground because that feels a little better for me right now, okay? So again, stretching the inside of the thigh. Now for breathing properly, we're sending signals to the nervous system, especially on the exhale. Relax is what we're saying with that exhale. Relax, it's okay, you can let go. You can relax. The inhale is saying you have plenty of energy. You're alive. You've got plenty of energy. You can do this. And the exhale is saying relax. You can let go. It's okay. All right? You may not realize that, but again, this is what the science and the yogis have told us. The yogis have been telling us a lot longer, but the modern science is catching up, okay? So the longer I hold this, in a sense, the more relaxed I get and the more enlivened I get, the more energized I get. All right, let's inhale that leg back to center and we'll exhale it down. Take a moment, feel both legs. Can you feel the difference? One leg, in my experience, feels much more tingly, alive, vibrant, okay? The other one, by comparison, kind of dull, lifeless. And that's just from stretching. So let's do the other leg. We bring the left leg in. Same thing. I'm going to move it around a little bit. Stretch it out. Wake it up, right? How's the hip feel? How do the muscles in the leg feel? How does your back feel? You may have pain and discomfort, right? I do. So this is just part of life, having a body. We don't always feel like $1 million in every part of our body. It's okay. From there, I can drop the knee to the left. And again, I want to feel a stretch in the inside of the thigh. I do not feel it. I'm talking personally, okay? So I am going to have to go further. So I grab the big toe and I extend the leg. That's just how I do it. Okay, so again, you can use a strap, a towel. I'm again going to bend the right knee and place the foot on the ground. And I get a nice, effective stretch that I can breathe into. Now, one sign that you're a little too far is you're holding your breath or you're starting to hyperventilate. You're like, you know, then that means your nervous system is telling you something. Either way, if you hold your breath, your nervous system is telling you something. And if you start breathing very quickly, your nervous system is telling you something. It's telling you that you may be a little too far into that. A little too far. So you don't have to come all the way out, just back off a little bit and reclaim that deep, slow breathing. And again, the longer we hold it, the more we want to sense the body is letting go and it is being enlivened. It is being rejuvenated. It is coming alive, okay? All right, let's inhale that leg back straight up and we will exhale, release it down. Hopefully we can feel both legs now much more balanced. Let's bring both legs in, give them a little squeeze, and then we can rock and roll up to a seat. Let's come into a tabletop position on all fours, hands and knees. And we'll do a few cat-cows here. Again, just sort of saying hello to the spine and the muscles in the back. You can also do some side to side here. Still focused on the spine and torso. Hopefully with each repetition, you feel the body freeing up, letting go of, again, pain or stiffness, and getting more enlivened and free to move with each repetition. Okay, let's take a look at one of our key postures in today's class. This is the side plank. So this first variation of side plank, I take my right leg straight and then I roll back and I stack my right shoulder over my left shoulder, my right hip over my left hip, over the knee, right? And then my leg is just straight, the foot's on the ground, okay? And that's called a side plank. Now, we don't actually have much weight in the hand here, but let's go ahead and get in the habit of activating the shoulder. So I don't know if you can see me. This is a collapsed shoulder. It's not what I want. Instead, I'm active. So can you see how I lengthen out of there? That's going to protect that joint. So even though I don't need to do that to hold this position, later in some of the other variations, you will. So we just want to get in that habit of engaging right there, okay? Gaze is up, everything stacks up. Good, let's exhale that side and let's try the other side, same thing. So I take that left leg, I straighten it, and then with the inhale, I stack the arms and shoulders, right? I'm looking up, I'm breathing. The sides are long, right? The right side and the left side, nice and long. The chest is open, the gaze is up. What's the breath doing? So still deep, rhythmic, slow, in and out, creating the right, both on the inhale and the exhale. That's the Ujjayi. Okay, exhale that hand down. And from there, we will tuck the toes and we'll lift the hips and we come up and back into our first down dog. So we'll pedal back and forth a few times, stretch things out, right? Wake things up. And then let's come into our full downward dog. So the hands about shoulder width, the fingers spread really wide. The chest draws toward the toes, the feet are hip distance, and the heels reach toward the ground. And we basically create an upside down V, okay? And that's again called a downward facing dog. From our down dog, we walk our feet toward our hands. And it's called a ragdoll. Ragdoll is a gentle stretch for the back of the body. As you move, you stretch different areas in the back side, so the back of the legs by leaning forward. Coming back, you can get into your back a little bit more. You can bend one knee, and that tends to get the other side, and the other knee gets the side. You can sway, right, the torso one side or the other. Again, that'll stretch the waist and the hip a little bit. You can also nod and shake your head here. Maybe get the back of the neck or even the shoulders a little bit. All right, arms relaxed. We inhale and we just gradually rolling up to standing. And now we start a slightly more vigorous portion of the class. These are called sun salutations. So with the feet touching or about hip distance apart, on an inhale, we draw the arms up, we touch palms and lift the heart. And you're trying to lengthen from your pubic bone through your chin. So nice and long. Good. As you exhale, come into a forward fold. Place the palms flat, bending the knees as much as you need, and let the neck relax. The next inhale will come to fingertips or take hands to shins and lengthen out the spine. And then as we exhale, we'll plant the hands, step the right foot back, and then the left foot to the top of a push-up. And that's called plank pose. All right, let's make sure, again, the wrists are directly below the shoulders. And please look at me for a moment if you can. Again, shoulders relaxed, no good. Shoulders active. Can you see the difference, right? More importantly, can you feel the difference? Active, stable, strong. Passive, collapsing into the joint, perhaps damaging the joint, okay? So again, we really need to be active here. Let's take a nice deep breath, and then as we exhale, we're going to drop those knees and we'll come down about halfway. The elbows will hug the ribs. This is an awkward position to hold, but very good for strengthening. Take a breath and then exhale the rest of the way down. With the inhale, lift your hands first, then the head, neck, chest, upper abdomen. So just using your back, feet are on the ground, okay? Then just gently place the hands back down. Don't push into them, just place them down. Still just using the back. This is Cobra. Exhale, lower down, and then press back first to a tabletop, then tuck those toes, downward facing dog. Good, so take a breath here, catch your breath, make sure you're still using the breathing techniques, okay? And then let's do another sun salutation. We'll add on. Inhale to the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, stretching the front of your body. And then grab the right wrist with your left hand. And as you exhale, your hips go to the right as your arm comes to the left, stretching the right side of your body. It's called a half moon, okay? Let's inhale back to center. We switch wrists and exhale to the other side, okay? Again, you'll feel the stretch when you're doing it properly. Good, let's inhale back to center and we exhale to forward fold, which we already learned earlier, right? Good, inhale to the half lift and then exhale, left foot steps back and then the right, top of the push-up. So your call, knees up or down, but please maintain good form. Take a deep breath, exhale halfway down, and then inhale, straighten arms and legs. It's called up dog. It's a deeper back bend, but if it's too much, you just repeat the Cobra. From here, as you exhale, pull both feet in at the same time as you lift your hips up and back. That can take a little practice. It's well worth the effort, okay? So make sure you get both feet simultaneously. All right, let's do one more. So we inhale to the toes, fill the lungs, exhale, step, jump, float, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, stretch your front. Exhale, half moon, stretch the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch the left side. Inhale, center, and then exhale, sit back into an imaginary seat, chair pose. Okay, so this is a strength posture. You're not really stretching much here. And it builds heat from inside. In yoga, that's called tapas. And tapas literally translates as cook. And the idea in the yogic tradition is that just as you purify gold by heating it, and if you heat it enough, everything that isn't gold burns away, right? Dirt, dust, rocks, other things. But because gold's so pure, that will remain. That's all you're left with. And so the tradition says that we're a little bit like that. If we intensify the fire enough, our ego, our confusion, all this other stuff begins to burn away. Okay, deep breath in. We'll come on up. Fill those lungs, standing back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Empty the lungs. We inhale to the half lift, and if you're able, if not, you just do the same as before. But if you're able, you jump back, bottom of the push-up. Inhale, up dog, or you repeat cobra. And then exhale, do a push-up on your way back to down dog, if you're able to. Okay, if not, just skip it for now. Maybe next time, okay? All right, beautiful. So we're nice and warmed up. Let's go ahead and repeat that side plank that we learned at the beginning, okay? So, actually no, we'll skip it for now. Let's bring feet to touch. We're gonna inhale, right leg up and back. As we exhale, place a foot between the hands. And then we'll inhale up into this called a Virabhadrasana or Warrior Two pose, okay? So there's a few things I wanna point out. Front foot and knee point straight ahead. The knee lunges over the heel. This thigh is approaching parallel. So if I exaggerate it, you can see my thighs parallel. Why do I not do it that way? Because it's too much for me. Okay, that's beyond my edge. It's an unnecessary level of the posture. Right here is plenty. I feel the legs working, stretching. Now notice my fingertips are reaching out. It's like I'm trying to touch the two walls in my room simultaneously. My gaze is over the front fingertips. And look at my shoulders, okay? I'm not doing this. And I say that because I see it in class all the time. People are they're leaning forward like they're trying to go somewhere. So just bring those shoulders back over the hips. This is the posture, all right? Feel the posture, feel the legs, feel the hips, feel the arms, feel the burning, the tapas again. All right, and if you have the thought, I can't do this, it's too hard, see if you can question that thought. Don't just, the first moment that thought pops up, drop your arms and straighten your leg, right? That's what a lot of people do. They just believe every thought. We can think a lot of things that aren't true, like, I can't do this, it's too hard, I need to stop, I'm too old for this, I'm too overweight for this, I'm too injured for this, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean they're true just because we have that thought. All right, deep breath, exhale, cartwheel down, bottom the push-up. Now when I say you need to question your thoughts, it doesn't mean every thought is untrue either. So if you hurt yourself over the weekend, then yes, maybe you are too injured to do this right now. So again, we just need to question. It doesn't mean we ignore every thought. Okay, feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lunge, and inhale to warrior two on the other side. Now again, when you're doing this posture properly, you're feeling the hips and the legs a bit, okay? It's not this like super comfy, easy, hands on hips, okay, whatever. There is an intensity to this that is not by mistake, it is by design. And again, if we are not comfortable with intensity, this is going to be uncomfortable for us very quickly. One of the things we're trying to learn with the practice is to be comfortable with discomfort, as paradoxical as that might sound. Can I learn to be comfortable with the physical and perhaps psychological or emotional discomfort that this position elicits? Can I breathe with it? And again, the breath, very, very important for regulating the nervous system. All right, deep breath in, exhale, bottom to push up. Let's make our way back to downward dog. All right, from down dog, we inhale to the toes. Exhale, front edge of the mat. We inhale, standing back bend, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Place the palms shoulder width. Then, listen carefully. Bend the elbows deeply. Create a shelf with your bent arms. Then, place the shins on the back of the bent arms. Look up, not down. Okay? Then from there, try lifting the right toes off the ground. See what happens. Place them down. Lift the left toes off the ground. Okay, hopefully your arm is strong enough to bear the weight. Then, if you feel comfortable doing so, lift both toes off the ground. Okay, and that's called Bakasana. It means crow pose. Okay. From there, you can shoot bottom of your push-up. Inhale to an up dog. And again, push up on your way back to down dog. Now skip however much of that as you need to. Okay? So only do what you feel you can do safely and effectively today. Okay? Which may not be everything. All right, now let's take a look at another side plank. So feet touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. And then just exhale the foot about halfway. Okay? Roll onto the edge of the left foot and then inhale the right arm up. So hopefully you can feel this is now requiring that strength in the shoulder. Okay, I'm putting more weight on that shoulder. Now, if that doesn't feel right, just drop the bottom knee and straighten the top leg as before, okay? But hopefully this is okay for you. We're adding a little intensity, okay? Only if it's safe. Good, let's exhale that hand down. And then we'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, we lunge. And then inhale to a warrior two. Again, I'll turn just so I can continue facing the camera. Okay, now we'll do a little flow with our warrior two. So we inhale up to this position. It's called stupa. It's kind of a neutral transition. And then exhale, warrior two facing the back of the mat. Inhale, back up, stupa. Exhale, warrior two facing the front of the mat. Let's do that again. Inhale, up, back of the mat. And each time you come into the warrior two, you want to feel the hips and legs working, right? That's one of the qualities of a warrior two. Good. Now this time as we come up, we'll exhale into what's called a goddess. So in goddess, I have my toes and knees pointing in the same direction. My knees are back over my heels, so I'm not collapsing my knees forward like that. Okay, knees are back, right? And then my arms are mirroring the legs. So again, if I were strong enough, I'd be down here, okay? And yes, I can do it for a few seconds, but I can feel that's way beyond my edge, especially if I'm talking and teaching. It's just, I would be out of breath very quickly. So again, if I'm up here really easy, I'm not going to get much from my yoga. I'll get something, but I'll probably finish the class and be like, oh, that was okay. I don't know. I feel like I prefer CrossFit or the gym. But if you're working it, then it becomes a very different experience, right? So you're coming down, finding that heat, that energy, that intensity, and it's different for everybody. And it changes for everybody, okay? Day to day, even hour to hour, it can change, minute to minute. All right, let's inhale back up, deep breath in, stupa, and we exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up, making your way to down dog, okay? Good work, everybody. Okay, so let's bring our feet to touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale the foot about halfway, and then inhale, left arm up. Again, this is a modified side plank. This is teaching us how to do the side plank, hopefully safely and effectively. Again, that right shoulder active, pressing the ground away from me. Good. Exhale the hands down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. All right, from warrior two, we inhale, stupa, deep breath in, and exhale, facing the back of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, facing the front of the mat. When we coordinate breath and movement like that, it's called a vinyasa, and that's where this style of yoga gets its name, okay? Vinyasa yoga. We are flowing with the breath. Good, now this time as we come up, we fill the lungs and then exhale again to goddess. Again, goddess, the Sanskrit name for it is Utkata, which means upward facing, and then Konasana means angle. Utkata Konasana. So Utkata means fierce, and then Konasana is angle. Okay, so it's the fierce angle pose. That's the name of this. So fierce, again, if I'm here and I'm kind of like, easy does it, there's no fierceness in that. There's no intensity in that. So again, I'm coming down, I'm finding that fierceness, that fire in the practice, right? Breathing into that, letting the face and jaw relax. And again, finding the comfort in the physical discomfort, right? Learning to relax into physical discomfort. Okay, inhale, deep breath in, and exhale, we cartwheel down bottom of the push-up. Make your way back to down dog. All right, good work, everybody. From here, let's inhale the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale, step, jump, float, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Good. We inhale to the half lift, and let's see if we can do a crow pose, okay? If you can do crow, pretty easy, try this. Take one leg and extend it back, and that's called one-legged crow pose. It's actually one of the hardest arm balances, okay? So even if you've been doing yoga a while and you're struggling to do that, just don't worry, cut yourself a break. You may never be able to do that posture, and it's not a problem, okay? But as I've said before, just trying to do stuff actually creates adaptive changes in our body. So it's not necessarily about doing the posture actually, but trying to do it safely and carefully will create positive change, and that's what we're here for. Okay, bottom of the push-up, make your way back. Oh, well, make sure you do both sides, okay? So it is asymmetrical, so you can also do the left leg extend it back. Okay. So give yourself enough time to do both sides if you do try that. Otherwise, just work on your crow pose there. Okay, let's make our way to down dog. And again, don't sweat it if you can't do that stuff. Okay, don't overthink it. Don't give it more importance than it actually deserves. Okay. So feet touch here, and let's see if we can do the classic side plank. So I roll to my left, and can you see everything stacks up? So it's not this, right? This would be a side arch. It's a side plank. So the hips come down, right? Everything's like in a straight line here with my body. That's what a plank is, right? Plank isn't curved. So nice straight. Again, left shoulder active, engaged. Good. So exhale the hand down, the foot between the hands. Again, I'll turn just to face the camera and then inhale up, warrior two. Let's flow and we'll add goddess in. Okay, so inhale, stupa, exhale, goddess. Inhale, stupa, exhale, warrior two. Again, inhale up, exhale, goddess. Inhale up, exhale, warrior two. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and warrior two. Good. Inhale, reverse or peaceful warrior. So again, what do I see in class? I see this. Okay, that's not it. Knees still bent, still lunging. Lower body doesn't change at all. Okay, warrior two. Please look at my hips and legs. Warrior two, reverse warrior. Did you see any change in my hips or legs? No, it's all up here. We add the side stretch here, and you can reach up and actually intensify that by grabbing the wrist. So we're opening up those left ribs and waist there. Good. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, warrior, stupa. And then exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Okay. Okay, let's try the other side. So feet touch. We roll to the right side plank. If that's too much, what do? Top foot to the ground, one way to modify, right? How else can I modify? Bottom knee to the ground, right? So don't bite off more than you can chew today. Know your body, know your limits. Good. Exhale, hand to the ground, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Let's do a little flow. So we inhale, stupa, exhale, goddess. Feel those legs. Inhale back up, deep breath in, and exhale, warrior two, facing the back of the mat. Then we just flow with the breath. Exhale, stupa. Inhale, up, stupa, sorry, exhale, warrior two. Sometimes I get confused. Inhale, up, and exhale, goddess. Inhale, up, exhale, warrior two. Good. This time, inhale, reverse or peaceful warrior. The knee moves forward, the arm reaches back. That's what creates the stretch on that side. Good. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, stupa, and exhale, cartwheel down. Bottom of your push-up. All right. Let's do some balance. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, front edge of the mat. we inhale up to standing back bend. And then exhale, arms out like wings, bend the knees. Okay, from there, we inhale the the right ankle over the left thigh, foot flexes. And then, see, I'm already losing my balance. Without losing your balance, see if you can slowly bring your hips down, bring your chest down. And this is like sleeping swan or pigeon pose. We feel a stretch in our right buttocks, the glute, right? Not in the right knee, not in the right ankle, not in the left knee, the right buttocks, a little stretching happening there. Good, let's inhale back up, standing, and then exhale, grow some wings, bend the knees, and then inhale left ankle over right thigh, foot flexes, that helps protect the knee. And then we're just dropping down until we feel that stretch, opening up the hip. So a lot going on here. I'm balancing. That requires my inner ear to work, the vestibular system. It requires strength in this lower part of the leg, in the foot, which many people don't have because of their shoes. Okay, it also requires some flexibility here in the hip. So if you're struggling, it could be one or all of those things. So don't try and force anything. Just come to your edge where you're still able to breathe and be comfortable and relaxed, and just work it there, okay? All right, inhale, standing back bend, up and back, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, empty the lungs completely. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of your push-up. As you know, I'll skip push-ups, especially at this point, because otherwise I'll just be out of breath. Won't be able to teach the class anymore, okay? All right, so let's see what's next. We're going to add in flow involving the reverse warrior, okay? So I bring the feet to touch first, then I inhale, right arm lifts, side plank. You can hold that, or we can add some dynamic movement. Exhale, lower the hips and hand. And remember I said earlier, don't arch. It's okay to do it now. So inhale, arching, reaching, and exhale. We're moving kind of through side plank, right? So side plank's right in the middle there, but this isn't a side plank, right? And then this isn't a side plank either. So we're kind of going through to either extreme. Good. Let's inhale that arm up, exhale, lunge, and then inhale up into warrior two. Let's add some flow, okay? So inhale, stupa, exhale, goddess. Inhale, stupa, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stupa, exhale, goddess. Inhale, stupa, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, and exhale, warrior two. Again, inhale, goddess. Inhale, warrior two. Reverse, warrior two. Inhale, goddess. Inhale, and warrior two. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reverse, and exhale to what is called a extended side angle. Okay, we did this a few weeks ago. Now, from your extended side angle, see if you can go ahead and reach underneath and bind the leg. Okay, so you use a towel, or you clasp fingers or wrist. Okay, and you bound the leg. You want the shoulder back, you want the sides long.
And then from there, you step the back foot forward. Okay? So you're in this kind of awkward position where your one leg is kind of pulling you down. But then see if you can stand up with that leg. And that's called a bird of paradise. Again, you can see it's not easy for me, right? None of this is meant to be easy. So it's challenging us. It's creating what's called a hermetic stress. Now, once I'm here, I see if I can straighten out that leg. We did a lot of that stretching last week. So hopefully you still retain some of that flexibility. You can see the leg isn't straight for me. It's not super pretty. Very few of my postures are. It's not the point, folks. Okay, hopefully, if you've done this with me at all, at this point, you know. The point is not to impress anybody or to look good doing any of this. Okay, so bottom of the push-up, let's make our way to down dog. We're going to do the other side, okay? So feet touch. And then again, we come over to the right side. And then we do some dynamic side plank. Exhale, hips and hand down. Inhale, lift and arch up. Just 5. Exhale. Inhale. It's 3. 4. 5. Good. Exhale, lunging, and inhale, warrior 2. Let's flow. Inhale, stupa, goddess, stupa, warrior 2, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. With the breath, in and out. In and out. In and out. Stupa, goddess, stupa, warrior 2, reverse warrior, and then again, this is called an extended side angle. And again, I don't want you to stop here. You can stop here, okay, if you need to, but see if you can get that leg bound. The other week it was an option, okay, but let's see if we can try it. Let's just see what happens, maybe using a towel or a strap, okay? And then maybe you stay here, and that's fine. It's kind of awkward. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for me. I'm already challenged here, just breathing in this position, okay? My mind is like screaming, get out of that, okay? But let's see if we can take it a step further. I step that foot forward, right? And then I see, can I stand up with the bound leg, balancing? Again, most of you have heard me say standing balance, super important for health. Not really optional if we're going to be healthy, okay? So I need to work on my standing balance if it's not there. Once I've got that, I can add flexibility, right? Bringing that leg out. Again, not pretty, doesn't really matter if it's pretty or not, okay? Just do your personal best. All right, I feel just worn out by that. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. It was very intense. So let's go ahead and unwind onto, oh, one more posture. Sorry, folks. I thought that was a little too easy. Okay, front of the mat. So again, for some of you, you'll want to work on your balance, and you do that with flying pigeon, right? So we come here, and then we bring that right ankle over the left thigh, right? And we sink down here. So you can stay here, that's okay. But let's just see what happens when we bring the hands to the ground. Okay, can I do that without breaking anything or hurting anything? Now, this is really challenging, then you're just going to breathe here. Deep, slow breathing. You're telling the nervous system, it's okay, relax, I'm okay, you're okay, we're okay, right? It's just your body in a position. Might be awkward, you might not be used to it. You're just breathing. If this feels relatively easy, shin bone to the back of the arms, wrap the toes, right? You see what I'm doing with my foot? Wrapping the toes around the arm. I look up, not down, shift the weight forward, and then my toes lift up. Okay, now again, I can stay there working on that, or I can take that leg and bring it back behind me, okay? And that's called flying pigeon. Let's try it on the other side. Okay, so same thing. Come down to this balancing pigeon pose. And then I see if I can bring my hands to the ground, or maybe a couple of blocks. I wrap those toes around, look forward, not down. And then I try and extend the leg out behind me. Okay, again, really, really challenging arm balance. So you may practice yoga the rest of your life, never be able to do that. Doesn't really matter. Just trying, taking the steps, moving in that direction will make you healthier than you would otherwise be, as long as you don't injure yourself. Okay, very important. So that's why we can't push too hard beyond our edge. Okay, all right, let's make our way onto the back. Challenging class, at least for me. Let's bring those legs in. Let's give them a little squeeze. Just move them around a little bit. And I've yet to find a more satisfying way to finish a class than with a spinal twist. So arms out to the sides. Let's take those knees down to the left as we look to the right. Try closing the eyes. Let go of the breathing techniques. Notice if you're holding unnecessary tension in your face or jaw, the shoulders, fingers or toes. Can you just relax, let go? Returning to that space of allowing. Ideally, we never leave that space, even when we do the class. And again, I know that may not make sense at first. The class seems to require effort. But in a way, we learn to allow effort, if you will, to welcome it without it taking us out of that relaxed, welcoming, open space. Good, let's inhale knees through center and we'll exhale them off to the other side. So the question now is just, what can I let go of? Physical, mental, emotional, holding, tension, judgment. What can I let go of?
Good. Inhale back to center. Let's grab the soles of our feet. Give our legs a little stretch. That's happy baby. When you are done, unwind. Shavasana. Heels apart, palms up, head centered, chin tucked in slightly, eyes closed. Grab your phone, set a timer for 5-6 minutes, and then see if you can set the intention to allow your body to be still for that period of time. This is not nearly as important in the yin as it is for this class. We could even skip that step in the yin, honestly, if we needed to. But with this class, it's much more important you give your body that time to just restore and relax, okay?